KLAA. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Ron Siegel.
Good morning, Southern California. Welcome to Ron Siegel's Real Talk on the Real Estate Radio Network. Real Talk is a show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, and even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the most important hour of radio on AM 830, and thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted advice. That's my message, and I'll be delivering it every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. right here on KLAA AM 830 in association with ESPN. And boy, do we have a lot of stuff to talk about this morning. We have been talking about the Feds and where the markets are going, and I made some very bold predictions in the last week. But before we do that, let me introduce you to our featured guest this morning, Evan Little from Certere Properties. Good morning, Evan.
Good morning.
We're going to chat a little about a lot of different things, and I know that Evan's not a big sports nut, but I am, so we'll talk a little bit about sports, and maybe we can even get Jeremy Lee to join us.
Of course you can, Ron.
Super. We've got the football bowl season going on, and I'm not a big fan of the bowl championship series. Anybody that's listened in knows that I feel that they could probably do it on Xbox as well as they could do it on a football field if we're going to have a computer setting these things. I'm all-time big on the idea of some sort of a playoff system. Every other sport, even college football, has it, but the money doesn't seem to want to allow that to happen with college football, and it's really a shame. And once it gets past, being that we've got this interesting scenario going on with USC, and again, I'm a believer that they kind of got stuck a little bit with this whole thing. I mean, how is it that it took them 5 years to take SC to suspend SC, and 1 day to clear Cam Newton? I don't quite understand how that happened. I don't know. Maybe
I can't really banter back and forth with you on football, Ron, because I'm not a big fan of football. I love baseball. I'll love it till the day I die, especially the Angels. But as far as football goes, I find it to be a joke these days.
Yeah, I agree with you. And being that you're talking Angels, got a couple of thoughts in my mind about the Angels.
Speaking of jokes, huh?
Yeah, they have not quite got the promises that we have. But I was hoping to see Carl Crawford wear an Angel uniform.
As was I.
Yeah, that would have been really nice. But I kind of wonder. I'm a financial guy. I love the Angels. I've been an Angel fan my whole life. I grew up in the shadow of the old Big A before it was the new Big A and then the newer Big A. And I remember the Gene Autry days where they always chased the guy that was ready to retire. I don't know if you guys remember those days.
I think I'm a little too young for that.
Sorry, I guess I'm aging myself. But I'm wondering. I'm being a fan. I love watching the Angels, and I'm glad that Southern California people don't support poor products. We saw that with the Lakers when they started going downhill right after Magic retired. The people stopped showing up. Now they put a good product out there, and the people show up. Angels, the same thing.
I think it's exactly the same thing with the Angels. Attendance was way, way, way down, and then they revamped everything, won the World Series, provided a good team for Southern California. Everybody started to show up.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that when you look at it, I think Southern California has proven that even though we talk about the idea of fiscal and not wanting the ticket prices to go up, we've proven that we're willing to pay for a good product.
Absolutely, especially in regards to Angel Stadium. If you compare it to the other stadiums around Southern California, the ticket prices are actually very, very cheap in comparison.
Absolutely.
You go to Dodger Stadium, you're paying 3 times as much for the same ticket you would pay here at Angel Stadium.
Absolutely, and arguably, I think we've got a better product out here.
Absolutely, 100 times better.
Yeah.
You go to Dodger Stadium, you're seeing fights and everything. Well, honestly, I went to the Dodgers-Angels game here, the Freeway Series, and saw a really big fight in a suite above where we were sitting. But it was Dodgers fans and Angels fans' defense.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And, I'm kind of wondering from a standpoint looking backwards, why is it that we didn't go back and get Sean Figgins? They're talking about, people are upset that Artie Moreno didn't spend $140-some million for Carl Crawford. Yet Sean Figgins, who basically he was a 300 hitter, he was a leadoff hitter, a speed guy, played 75 positions on a 25-man team. And for a third the money. I don't get it. I bring Figgy back.
I think Sean Figgins was a great addition to the Angels, and I think him and Torrey Hunter worked really well together, along with the rest of the lineup. It seems like our whole team has been dismantled over the last couple of seasons, and I really think it's going to take a lot to build it back up, and they need to start with Sean Figgins.
I agree with you, and from the other side of it, though, and this is where my finance background comes in, fiscal responsibility. I don't buy the fact, we heard in the news this week that Artie Moreno said, how could he possibly spend $140-some million for Carl Crawford when he only paid $183 million for the team? I don't see the correlation there. I was in first grade a long time ago. I can't go back to that. It doesn't matter anymore. But from the other side of it, I like the idea that he's saying if we want to keep prices low, we've got to keep salary low. If we want to have prices higher, we can pay salaries higher. Doesn't that make sense? It seems to be kind of obvious that from a fiscal standpoint, he makes total sense. But, you know something, I guess we could talk about this all day long, and unfortunately, it's not going to change anything. The only thing that I would say is I believe, Jeremy, you might know this better than me. I think at 5 o'clock during the week, they've got the Drive Time show, and that is a call-in Angels show.
Angels Tonight.
Okay.
It's hosted by Terry Smith. Right now, I think he's on vacation, but they're still having the show.
Yeah, and I think Victor Rojas hosted it part of last week when the Ducks were on. There's the venue for you to call in, and if you really want to know, you express your feelings. Hey, I'm willing to go to the game. I already go to the game. I support the team, and I'm willing to pay more money and still go. Let them know that. If you're going to be one of the people that says, I just want to keep us where we've got the cheapest prices in town, that's good too. But let me get back to our topic at hand. Our reminder of our goals: to build the housing market by teaching you the opportunities of this marketplace, to protect you, the big banks, the media, the salesmen. This is the place where you can get the information you need to make educated decisions. To enhance your lifestyle. We'll let the rest of the media sell negativity. We don't sell negativity here. We celebrate life in the great SoCal. We have fun. And remember, this is your show. I'm the host. So if there's a topic you want us to discuss, please reach out to me. Again, let me remind you, if you ever have any real estate or financial related questions, you're looking to buy, sell, or refinance your real estate, credit report issues, debts, you can reach out to me directly at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. That's a number you can call anytime for assistance. When you call, the number comes to me, not to an assistant, not to somebody who's just screening calls or whatnot. It comes right to me. I have a great team when it comes to developing a financial plan or investing your money. I personally work with you. If you don't have any real estate needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. Again, it's 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. And a reminder, any of the topics that we speak about today, you can get copies of those topics from our Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/Real Estate Radio with Ron. You can click the like button and get information from us throughout the weeks. And then you'll see the posting on there that tells you about the reports that we've been talking about on air. And a little bit of finance. I guess we have to do a little finance about what's going on in the markets. I made a bold call this week, and a lot of people were kind of laughing at the call or wondering where it came from. I said I think we are poised for one of the largest stock market drops we've seen in a decade. And it'll be easy if I were to tell you that after the fact, but I'm saying it ahead of time. I don't know whether it's going to be this week, next week, the week after. The bond market, since reaching its top on November 3rd, the mortgage-backed security, since it reached its top on November 3rd, has been falling like crazy. It's unbelievable how much it's fallen. When the bond markets drop, rates go up, but there's been no logical reason for the markets to fall like this. Yes, we saw the Bush tax cuts pass this past week. Both sides of the aisle were unhappy about it. So it probably means it was something that was pretty good since everybody was unhappy. We saw housing starts. They're a little bit above expectations. The new home permits were down. The new homes aren't being built. Retail sales came in good, but we're not buying the big things that put people to work. We're buying the little things. So when you look at all of these factors, the market keeps on going up, up, up. The bond market is going down, down, down. The Federal Reserve has said they are going to do whatever it takes to get our economy going. But that hasn't happened. So why is it? So people are starting to fight the Fed. And if I've learned one thing over my years in finance is never, ever fight the Fed. And if the Fed says that they're going to throw $600 billion at something and it doesn't work, do you think they're going to go backwards and spend less? I don't think so. So I think that we are really poised that they want the bonds to go up because they need the interest rates to be down and they need the interest rates to be lower. They need to see the rates, the housing market start picking up, and that means new housing permits. That's what's telling us what the future is going to bring. So we're going to get into that and a lot more. You're listening to the Real Estate Radio Network with Ron Siegel, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, Evan Little and I will be speaking about how to save money making your home green. Chapman University's real estate forecast. More about the stock market crash. We might even get to some of your emails. Remember to reach me anytime. Call our off-air number, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or realestateradio.com. Stay tuned to the Real Estate Radio Network. We'll be back in just a few.
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit realestateradio.com for more info. That's realestateradio.com.
Have you been to car dealers only to be disappointed by their small inventory? That's not the case at Connell Nissan in Costa Mesa. The Connell family has been serving the community for well over 40 years. Connell Nissan in Costa Mesa wants to buy your car or truck. That's right. Go to ConnellNissan.com to receive your estimated value 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's CONNELL Nissan.com. Or better yet, take the 405 freeway, Harbor Boulevard exit, go south towards the beach about 1 mile to Connell Nissan in Costa Mesa.
Real Estate Radio is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Ron Siegel. The purpose of this show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how-to, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Southern California, Ron Siegel can help. Call Ron directly at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Take advantage of speaking with Ron anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all of your questions that truly cares about you and your family's best interest is priceless. Call Ron Siegel today and you'll be glad you did. 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or you can visit realestateradio.com for more info. Reverse mortgages are loans against the equity of a senior American's home. With a reverse mortgage, the homeowner can convert their home equity into cash. It also benefits homeowners in many other ways. With most types of the loans, the lender verifies your income and uses that figure to determine the amount you'll be able to pay. You don't have to satisfy the monthly repayments with a reverse mortgage. Homeowners over the age of 62 years may apply for a reverse mortgage, even without any income. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
Are you using retirement money to pay bills? If you are, you're burning your future. You can eliminate debt and save your retirement through bankruptcy. I'm John Greifendorf, founder of Greifendorf Law Offices. We can help you. Call us today, 1-800-861-0786. That's 1-800-861-0786. Or find us on the web at Banco Law. That's BANCOlaw.com. We are a debt relief agency helping people file under the bankruptcy code.
Have you asked your employer what kind of home mortgage benefits your company offers? Cal Home Benefits has a complete range of home and mortgage benefits, which can save you $5,000 to $10,000 on your living expenses, and the benefit program is completely free to California businesses and groups. If your company or group is not offering home and mortgage benefits, please visit calhomebenefits.com or call 1-800-998-1990. That's 1-800-998-1990. It's free to the organization and can save you thousands.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Lee, board operator for KLAA. On behalf of the AM 830 staff, we'd like to wish you and yours a safe and happy holiday season.
You're listening to Real Estate Radio with local expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Ron Siegel on the Real Estate Radio Network. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted advice. That's my message, and I'll be delivering it every Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on KLAA, AM 830, in association with ESPN. And good afternoon, and help me join our guest, featured guest, expert guest, Evan Little, Certier Properties. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're going to get into a little bit of new information here, and I should say before we get started, this segment is being brought to you by Connell Nissan. These guys are so friendly, good and reliable. I take all my cars to market Connell Nissan, and actually my son's car is with Clint over at Connell Chevy right now when they need servicing. You can find them on the web at connellnissan.com or connellchevy.com and tell them you were sent by Ron Siegel's Real Talk. You'll be just as pleased with their service as I am. So as you're aware, Ron Siegel's Real Talk is not only designed to educate, but to entertain Southern California. The best place to start is a real story of how we've helped someone this week. Please be sure that you know if you ever have any real estate questions, there is a number you can call for advice, and that's free advice, 800-306-1990. So we've been talking a little bit about what I'm projecting or predicting is to be the upcoming market crash, fighting the Fed, the bond prices falling off the cliff, and a couple of the thoughts about why this is going to happen. And it's kind of interesting. I was, as many of you listeners know, I was a student at Chapman University. Actually, it was called Chapman College when I was a student there. And I got my 3 degrees there in accounting, marketing, management. I worked with Essie Adibi and Jim Doty on the economic forecast, just a couple of classes short of that degree. So I was over at Chapman's forecast on the 6th of December, and if you need a copy of that, I'd highly encourage you to get a hold of Chapman and get a copy. It's a great, great report. And they did some studying about a combination of a lot of different things, but one of them was the 3rd year of a presidential administration and what the stock market does. And historically, it does great, but Essie came up with the same solution that I did. He didn't quite use the same thought process or combination. They actually used the magic 8-ball to find the answer that came up that it's not going to go up the 18% that it has historically in the 3rd year of a first term. But I'm looking at it and saying, retail sales, why is that going to help the market? Why is the market going up so quickly because of it? Again, we're not making or selling durable goods. It's the less expensive items. Jobs, we haven't created the jobs. In fact, we're still losing a lot of jobs. The number just happens to be a smaller amount of jobs lost, but that's still not good. All of these things that are built in there, that's kind of why I'm thinking that we're going there. And then I look and see some things, and as we go, I want to transition a little bit to some of the things that people don't want you to know. And this is one of the biggies. And that we always talk about that Real Talk is here to protect you, and from who? It's the big banks, the politicians, the credit bureaus, the salesmen out there, the Wall Street gangsters, those who are not looking out for you. Again, real estate is your biggest investment. Your mortgage is a financial instrument. It's probably your largest. My goal is to be a trusted advisor on all of these, and I want you to think about some of these radio commercials. If you're a radio junkie, I'm on the road all day long talking to people, and I hear these different radio commercials, and a lot of them are from the guys that I constantly think of as the salesmen that I want to protect you from. And they talk about these mortgages, a 3.875% mortgage. Call them now. Did you listen to the fine print? 3.875, that's if you're going to do a 10-year mortgage on a $350,000 purchase money loan. Do you know what the payment is on a 3.875 mortgage on a $350,000 loan? $3,522. Evan, do you have many people that you're working with that are doing 10-year loans?
No, none.
I don't think in all the years I've done loans, I'm not sure I've done a 10-year loan. But that's the headline. So why are we thinking about that as the headline? Now, true, rates have gone up. And I'm just going to use a more normalized rate because this is high. I'm going to tell you right now, you should not be paying 5.25% on a loan right now. But I used 5.25% on a 30-year loan. You probably see a few more 30-year loans, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. A $350,000 30-year loan at 5.25%, just the numbers. And I'm not, again, I am licensed in mortgages, so I'm going to tell you it all depends on your credit and your property valuation and all the other disclosures. I'm not offering this to anybody. I'm just saying, just from a number standpoint, 30-year, 5.25%, $350,000 loan is $1,932, about $1,600 cheaper than that teaser rate. Now, in 2007, we got all bent out of shape on teaser rates. That's what got us in the mess that we're in right now. So when you think about those things, I'm telling you right now, get a trusted advisor. When you hear those teaser rates, you'll think about what the information that I just shared with you. 30-year, 5.25% on a $650,000 loan. That's where that $3,600 payment is. So if you want a $3,600 payment, do you want a $650,000 loan or do you want a $350,000 loan? That's the question. I share with people all the time. You can listen to the radio and you might get some information. You can go on the internet, you might get some information. You need professional advice when you're talking about $300,000, $600,000. Evan, in your market, you're dealing with $1 million. I think you told me that
the average Certair listing is about 1.7, I think.
1.7 million.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of your clients at the $1.7 million price, are they going on the internet to get their information that they want on a loan?
No, I don't think most are, but I'm still surprised by how many affluent buyers and sellers are doing things on their own and researching themselves. But mostly they're using their own advisors because they may not have the time to keep up with it themselves.
Right, so if they use their own advisor, they're realizing that it's professional advice that makes sense.
Correct.
One of the things that one of the educators that I follow a lot, Steve Harney, constantly says is people are going to go out there and start with that internet and getting some background. But his big comment is follow what big money is doing. When big money says buy, buy. When big money is selling, sell. That's the reason I believe that we're poised for a major, major stock market crash. Now, right now, we're in this 2-week period that most people on Wall Street will call amateur hour. And they're not saying that to be derogatory. The reason they call it amateur hour is a guy that's making $1 million, $2 million a year, a month. He has the luxury of taking this time of year off. They can spend the time with their family, and I hope all of you are spending time this holiday season with your families, friends, loved ones. But that's what they're doing as well. So when you see the bond market, it's going to make some huge, huge swings. The stock market will make huge swings. Excess volatility always comes at this time of year. And then we deal with cleaning that up after the first year. Then there's going to be some sort of a catalyst that's going to bring the stock market down in a quick manner. But I'm letting you know right now that if you're one of those people that are dealing with amateur hour, just be careful. That's the key to this whole thing is be careful. Get trusted advice. Now, Chapman is predicting some dim prospects for housing. Chapman is saying, when we were at their forecast, that housing is going to go up 3.3% next year in Orange County. They did put a caveat on there. They said that is going to be the median price will go up 3.3%. And the reason is not because my house is going up 3.3% or your house is going up 3.3%. The median says the middle house in the market is the one that's going to be up 3.3%, and that's because the $1 million house is going to sell for $900,000. The $1.5 million house is going to sell for maybe 1.2, and that brings that median number up. So you're going to see some of those houses, the pricing on those houses is going to drop a little bit, and that's why you're going to see that. And when those houses drop, it's going to be a snowball effect. Does that mean that now is not a good time to buy? Absolutely not. Are you with me on that, Evan?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been pointing that out to people too. When you look at the cost per foot in the medium-priced homes, you can see that most of the areas are still falling a little bit. But with mortgage rates right now, I think that's why it's good to buy.
Right. Big difference between the price of a home, which is that 350, 1.7, or whatever number you're looking at, and the cost. The cost is what you're paying on a monthly basis. So when you're talking about the cost, that is your $3,500 payment on a $650,000 loan. That's what it's going to cost you to live there. So if you can, the affordability factor, now the affordability index is really, really positive right now. Now is a great time, easy for me to say. Now is a great time to be buying. Prices coming down, interest rates still at, really, really favorable numbers. You can still get those interest rates in the 4s. They're not as good as they were 3 weeks ago or a month ago. Does that mean anything? No. The only thing that really means is that you didn't have a trusted advisor. Now, what I'm telling my clients right now, or the people that I talk to right now, and I'll tell you the same thing, if your trusted advisor is telling you to lock your loan right now, don't. If what I'm saying is correct, and I believe wholeheartedly it is, that the stock market is going to fall, generally the money is going to flow back to the bond market. When the money flows back into the bond market, bond prices go up, interest rates go down, you'll have another opportunity to get a favorable interest rate. So what do? You get a hold of your trusted advisor right now. Make sure that they're following the mortgage-backed securities markets. Make sure that they know what's going on. Get your loans in place. Get ready. And when this happens, you're ready to lock. You're ready to take advantage of a favorable situation. That's the key right there. And we're going to talk more about that when we come back on the Real Estate Radio Market. We're discussing current events, financial markets, Chapman University's real estate forecast, the stock market crash. We're going to get more into Evan's specialty, that green home. Remember, to reach me at any time, call our 800 number, off-air number, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. RealEstateRadioWithRon.com. Connect with us on Facebook as well, Facebook.com/Real Estate Radio with Ron. No spaces. Stay tuned to the Real Estate Radio Network. We'll be back in just a few.
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit RealEstateRadioWithRon.com for more info. That's RealEstateRadioWithRon.com.
Ron Siegel here from Real Estate Radio with attorneys Christine Wilton and John Greifendorf. John, when should people file for bankruptcy?
Ron, people should file for bankruptcy before they spend their money to pay bills they may never pay off. Money is not personal, it's business. Your family's money is your business, and your job is to preserve it. That's your commitment. Bankruptcy is a powerful tool that allows people to eliminate their debts, regain control, and get a fresh start. That's why our founding fathers included bankruptcy in the Constitution.
Christine, why should we use bankruptcy instead of debt settlement or other services to stop the nagging phone calls?
We stop the phone calls immediately. It works for everyone, every time, where debt settlement fails over 90% of the time. Through bankruptcy, we get your family the fresh start you deserve and the Constitution grants.
To get the fresh start your family deserves, call Christine or John at 800-861-0786. That's 800-861-0786, or on the web at bancolaw.com. That's BANCO law.com. Determining the truth about reverse mortgages is not easy. You need to be educated on the program so that you can make the best decision for your personal situation. Basically, if you get a reverse mortgage, you'll be getting a loan that will allow you to have a monthly income coming in, or a large lump sum at once, or a credit line. You can get any combination of these things as well. If you have an existing loan, it will be paid off, so you will not have a house payment. The monthly income you receive from the reverse mortgage is guaranteed, and you will receive it as long as you remain living in the home. Regardless of the length of your life, your debt can never be more than the worth of your home. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990, or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
This is Mark Renaro, GM of Connell Nissan Costa Mesa, with some great news. We've just reduced the price of our new and pre-owned inventory. The reduced price is clearly posted on the vehicle and our website, ConnellNissan.com. Get the very best value on your next purchase without the car guy haggle. This includes those hard-to-find Altimas, Maximas, Murano, Rogue, and even the GTR. We're conveniently located just 1 mile south of the 405 on Harbor Boulevard. Visit us at ConnellNissan.com. Connell Nissan, family-owned, 46 years, is the #1 GTR dealer in the USA.
Hi, we're here with Ron Siegel, the host of Real Estate Radio. Ron, welcome to the studio. Give us insight as to what your show is all about.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking me that question. The reason we developed Real Estate Radio is right now there is an abundance of misinformation out there. So Real Estate Radio is a show designed to give Southern California a focal point for their real estate knowledge, as well as a place to go just in case they might need anything real estate related.
So how are you helping people?
That's actually pretty simple. People need advice. So it really doesn't matter who you are. If you have any real estate questions, we're here to help. Whether you're buying a home, selling, you're experiencing a loan modification, short sale, foreclosure, there are a lot of things going on in this marketplace.
How can people get a hold of you?
Real easy. All you have to do is call. The number is 1-800-306-1990. Press option 1.
Interesting times in the market right now. Where do you think the markets are going from here?
That's a great question. All I can say is this. The housing market came down one house at a time, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build it one house, one family at a time. So the best thing that anyone can do is access the free advice that we really want to give you. And to do that, you simply need to call me. The number is 1-800-306-1990, option 1. I'd really love to help.
Hi, I'm Gabe Alcantara, board operator here at KLAA. Season's greetings from the entire AM 830 family.
You're listening to Real Estate Radio with local expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Ron Siegel on the Real Estate Radio Network. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted advice. That's my message, and I'll be delivering it every Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on AM 830 KLAA in association with ESPN. And welcome to our expert guest this morning, Evan Little of Certere Properties. Good morning, Evan.
Good morning. Sorry, I was waiting for the...
No worries, no worries. I'm just looking at Evan's background, and he's got more certifications.
There it is. Yeah.
He's got more certifications than I can possibly figure out. But he's a hero. A solar hero from Solar Today magazine. Tell us a little bit about that, Evan.
I started organizing a solar tour through a large national nonprofit called the American Solar Energy Society, and I started one in Costa Mesa. And just through talking to the national people, they liked me, and they just featured me in their magazine.
Wow.
It was fun.
So when I asked Jeremy to play that Green Acres theme song, I was thinking when we talked it. You said you're a green expert. I thought we were talking about house color. We're not really talking about house colors at all, are we?
Sometimes.
It's amazing because I was just looking at an article you and I talked before we came in about a new green oceanfront estate. What is this? Laguna Beach, $15 million?
Yep, over $3,000 a foot. It's incredible, though.
When you say incredible, and they say green, I'm assuming then we're not talking about green color.
Not green color.
Okay.
Nope.
Tell us what makes a property green, or what makes it. What do they do there to make this such a special deal?
Well, real quick to say what makes a property green. I mean, there's so many different shades of green.
Okay.
But with that particular home, I think they're really hitting on just about every one in regards to water and the way the home was built and how innovative it is. They have some really unique mechanical systems and design principles used there.
So now we know that along the beach communities, people are willing to pay huge amounts of money for what they want. They have that luxury, they've earned it. For the average Joe citizen, you and I, does green make sense for us does it make sense for us to make our home energy efficient?
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about your thoughts there.
The cost savings in utilities,
okay,
and maintenance. So over the life cycle of a product or a green home, it will save you money, assuming that the homeowner will properly maintain the system. It will save you quite a bit of money, but it's still difficult to sell a green home to the average home buyer.
Okay, now when you go out marketing, is the home marketed as green home, the MLS? Are they putting things like that out there for people?
It's pretty challenging right now. There's not a lot of space to on the MLS to add information about green or certifications. It's been about a 2-year process just to at least get some of the information on our local MLS in Orange County, and it still needs a lot of work.
Interesting. So, what if I just had a limited budget? What's the best thing for me to think of? Top 1 or 2 ideas for me to do to make my home more energy efficient?
Well, if you're living in a home that was built before Title 24, which started in 1978, it's going to be insulation, because most likely there is not insulation. So you want to look at insulation, sealing the home up to try and make it a little tighter, and even something as simple as planting a deciduous tree that loses its leaves in the winter, so you get the sun hitting the building, heating it up, and then grows its leaves during the summer, provides shade. Something that simple can be a big payoff.
So a tree shouldn't cost, that's not huge expenses.
No.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. So when you talk about sealing up the home.
Yep.
Now I want all our listeners to know I am not an energy aficionado. I know nothing about it other than I'm constantly hollering at my kids, turn off the lights.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with that caveat right there. Sealing the home, does that mean like duct tape around the doors, or what are we talking about?
It means there's a lot of air that's leaking through very small holes all throughout the home, and those small holes add up to a pretty big hole. And when you're running your air conditioning or heating system,
which I do a lot,
all that air that you're spending money is going towards cooling down Earth. It's going out and cooling the whole atmosphere or heating it up. So you want to seal up those homes, but when you do that, you can start other problems, which could be indoor air quality. If you have a combusting hot water heater, dryer, or stove, things like that, and now you've sealed up this home and you're not getting the spent gas outside of the home or venting it properly or enough fresh air coming in, you can have new problems. So what we're seeing right now is that there's just this real evolution of green design happening where it's kind of like one step forward, one step back, and then 2 steps forward, and it's really learning how to build a home that makes sense when you have it on paper and then makes sense for the occupant can actually understand how to live in it.
That was an interesting comment that you and I discussed in our initial meeting getting ready for this, was the idea of the occupants not necessarily understanding the fact that they have a role in it. It's not just pay all this money, make the house energy efficient, and it works.
That's right. Yeah, UCI is actually doing a joint study with, I believe it was their sociology department, and they're doing some case studies on some of their either staff or students that are living in some of their homes, and they're studying how to motivate the occupant to be more efficient with the way that they're living, and turning things off or turning lights off.
Interesting, very interesting. Water. We talk about water, and just something plain and simple as water. We were talking a little bit about that, and I found it fascinating. You were telling me about how much water just goes for electricity.
Yeah, I think it's about 30% of our electricity is used to pump water to us, and in Orange County, most of our water is not from Orange County. 40% of the water that northern Orange County uses is from the groundwater basin, but we're not recapturing rainwater as well as we could be.
Well, I can capture a bunch of it today.
Yeah, that's right. But we should be recharging our groundwater basin instead of flooding the ocean with it.
That's pretty amazing when we listen to learning about this. And again, if you want more information on understanding the benefits of an energy-efficient property, if you're an investor and want to deal with energy-efficient properties, call our off-air number, and I'll put you in touch with Evan, 800-306-1990. It's 800-306-1990. Going from the investor's standpoint, is there a big market for the investor to make a spec green property like this $15 million home?
There is. I think Tresor will do very well with that home. It was built with a local architect who really knows what he's doing, and they did such a wonderful job with it. It looks spectacular. So I mean, you can spend as much money as you want in a community like that, and as long as you have good taste, you'll most likely get your money back and really make some. But if you're going after the regular affordable homes, you really have to be careful. If you watch what the big builders are doing, they're picking and choosing features that they think that they won't lose much money on. But the smaller, less experienced investors, they might dump a ton of money into a green home, and you have to be willing to think of that as a branding expense and to try and build awareness about yourself over the next 5 years, because you're most likely not going to get your money back.
Not going to get your money. So I hear all these people talking about redoing their windows, and I think there's still a tax credit out there till the end of this year on redoing windows.
Yeah, well, something like that. I mean, you're getting 3 pluses out of that. It's saving you energy, it's making your home quieter, and it looks nicer. So
wait, to make my home quieter, does that mean the occupants won't scream as much?
No, it won't make your home quieter inside. But the cars driving by on the outside, you won't hear them quite as much.
So my neighbors won't hear us yelling
That's
inside.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so at least the neighbors will be happy. That'll be good.
Yeah, they won't hear you yelling at your son to turn off the lights.
Okay, there we go. God, I didn't think about it that way. That's a great concept. Now, you were saying that in Orange, and that doesn't. Now, as everyone knows, I mentioned it earlier. I went to school at Chapman University.
Yeah.
Some of the buildings there were pretty old when I was there. It's a different place today. I mean, there's some real nice new buildings, but a lot of the homes around there are pretty old.
Yes, they are.
Are those homes that we can make green?
Absolutely. Yeah, and Orange is such a great community because it has the depot. It's an older community. It was designed.
What depot are you talking about?
The train depot. Sorry, okay. The train station is just.
You want to give a free plug to that other hardware store.
Yeah, right. And then it was designed not as much around the automobile, like say Mission Viejo or Irvine. So I think communities like Orange will have a better chance and an advantage of moving into the future.
Wow, I think this energy efficiency issue is very fascinating. It'd be interesting to see what happens in our crystal ball over the coming years. Really quite amazing. You're listening to the Real Estate Radio Network with Ron Siegel, discussing your real estate, current events in the financial markets. When we come back, Evan Little and I will be speaking about saving money on the green home. We'll get more into Chapman's real estate forecast, the stock market crash. I've even got some emails that we're going to try and get into. Remember to reach me or for me to put you in touch with Evan. Call our off-air number, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or realestateradio.com. Go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/Real Estate Radio with Ron. No spaces. Stay tuned to the Real Estate Radio Network. We'll be back in just a few.
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit realestateradio.com for more info. That's realestateradio.com.
Reverse mortgages are loans against the equity of a senior American's home. With a reverse mortgage, the homeowner can convert their home equity into cash. It also benefits homeowners in many other ways. With most types of loans, the lender verifies your income and uses that income to determine the amount you'll be able to pay. You don't have to satisfy the monthly repayments with a reverse mortgage. Homeowners over the age of 62 years may apply for a reverse mortgage even without any income. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
Have you asked your employer what kind of home mortgage benefits your company offers? Cal Home Benefits has a complete range of home and mortgage benefits, which can save you $5,000 to $10,000 on your living expenses, and the benefit program is completely free to California businesses and groups. If your company or group is not offering home and mortgage benefits, please visit calhomebenefits.com or call 1-800-998-1990. That's 1-800-998-1990. It's free to the organization and can save you thousands. Real Estate Radio is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Ron Siegel. The purpose of this show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how-to, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Southern California, Ron Siegel can help. Call Ron directly at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Take advantage of speaking with Ron anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all of your questions that truly cares about you and your family's best interest is priceless. Call Ron Siegel today and you'll be glad you did. 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or you can visit realestatewithron.com for more info.
Have you been to car dealers only to be disappointed by their small inventory? That's not the case at Connell Nissan in Costa Mesa. The Connell family has been serving the community for well over 40 years. Connell Nissan in Costa Mesa wants to buy your car or truck. That's right. Go to ConnellNissan.com to receive your estimated value 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's CONNELL Nissan.com. Or better yet, take the 405 freeway, Harbor Boulevard exit, go south towards the beach about 1 mile to Connell Nissan in Costa Mesa.
Are you a homeowner facing foreclosure? Do you need a plan to save your home? My name is Christine Wilton. I'm co-founder of the Greifendorf Law Offices. Bankruptcy has a plan that puts you in control. Call us today at 1-800-861-0786. That's 1-800-861-0786. Or on the web at bancolaw.com. That's BANCO law.com. We're a debt relief agency helping people file under the bankruptcy code.
Hi, this is Tiffany, account executive with AM 830, reminding all of you that the best way to spread Christmas cheer is by singing loud for all to hear.
You're listening to Real Estate Radio with local expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Ron Siegel on the Real Estate Radio Network. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted advice. That's my message, and I'll be delivering it every Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on KLAA, AM 830, in association with ESPN. And welcome to our featured guest, Evan Little of Soter Properties.
Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you with us, and we're going to continue our conversation on these green homes and green properties and the stock market crash and Chapman's real estate forecast and some emails. We got a lot of stuff still to talk about and not a lot of time. So, Evan, how did you get into being a energy efficient expert?
You want to find a niche in real estate, and I just really got into the idea of building a home correctly. I'm a nut for logic and doing things the right way, so it just made a lot of common sense to me, and it sounded like fun.
Interesting. You know, it's always nice when you start thinking about things going forward and where our society is going. And I saw this interesting quote this week. It was actually from Winston Churchill. Success is moving from failure to failure without losing momentum. Kind of an interesting thought. So when you talk about finding your own niche, you know, you're going to something that's a little bit different out there that a lot of, I mean, I talk to a lot of agents all week long, and I don't talk to a lot of people that are really specializing their business in energy efficiency.
Yeah, you really wouldn't want to specialize in any one niche that only has less than, say, 100 homes.
Okay.
I mean, there just aren't many green homes in Orange County right now, so I feel that I'm way ahead of the curve and really waiting for the rest of the market to catch up.
Well, you're ahead of the curve, but when you put out some of your messages, I'm sure that, you know, all of us can benefit from when you talk about, okay, what value are we going to get from insulating our house? What value are we going to get from, you know, sealing the house? Those are things that you can share with people.
Right.
And, you know, a lot of us don't understand that putting the right kind of tree makes your home more energy efficient.
That's right.
You know, so I'm sure that you've got a lot of these ideas that you can really be out there sharing. And, you know, down the road, a lot of people are going to come around and heck, you were telling me about the one about an awning.
Yeah, overhangs. We had talked about passive solar. A lot of people don't realize that
passive solar. Explain that first. So
a lot of people don't realize that the sun is higher up during the summer at an angle. It's higher up at an angle than it is during the winter.
Those of you that were not really active in science class like me.
Yeah, so during the winter, when you want heat, the sun is lower, so it's able to reach underneath your overhang and through your windows and doors more and into your living space and heat it up. During the summer, the sun is higher. The overhang blocks more of the sun, and less of the sun is able to get through the windows.
So that's what you're talking about, is being built properly.
Yeah, even facing the building the correct direction makes a huge difference on your heating costs and cooling costs.
So I know you've got a background in architecture. Are you seeing more and more builders that are looking into these energy efficiencies prior to building?
Absolutely. I mean, it's being required. The federal government, for any of their new buildings, is requiring a certification, a LEED certification, which is and the state as well, the state of California.
Okay, explain to us what a LEED certification is. I know you're a LEED person.
I've done the LEED Green Associate. Yeah, there's several different certifications, and
what does that mean?
It's the highest level that you can achieve, the LEED certifications for a building. It's leadership and environment and efficient. Wow, butchering it when you get on the radio. I'm on 3 committees with the local chapter. I should know that right off the top of my head. But it's organized by the United States Green Building Council.
Leadership in energy and environmental design.
Yeah.
Woo. Now I know why you call it LEED. I wouldn't be able to remember that either.
Yeah, but it is the highest level that you can shoot for.
So you're actually teaching others how to do that.
Yes.
Amazing. That's really amazing. I mean, I like I say, I know nothing about it. Other than I get a very, very large electric bill in the summer, which I hate it. But I guess I hate the heat more, so I do keep running the air conditioner at my wife's dismay.
Yeah.
But if maybe we can put a new tree out front, and that'll help that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Interesting. And the overhang, I did, something that's funny that you mentioned that, because we had taken our overhang or our awning out a few years ago, and our house was always really, really hot on the back side of the house, and now I notice that when it's back in, it's...
I'm guessing you still have incandescent light bulbs throughout your home, too.
Boy, I don't even know how to spell incandescent, no less know what they mean.
With the electricity that goes through an incandescent bulb, it uses about 90% of it to create heat, and you most likely have recessed lights. So that's little holes inside of your building envelope. So it's creating all this heat, and you're no longer being insulated from the attic space. And you've probably got a lot of problems going on over there.
You're telling me. I mean, those listeners know that I had 2 floods in my house, one in January and one in August, and we're just getting it rebuilt. Let's see if we can hit one or two of these emails that have come in. Bob and Stephanie want to know, where can I get the best protection for homeowners insurance? Great question. We're actually going to have an insurance expert, come in studio with us next week, specifically talking to those people that are just getting engaged over the holidays. Maybe they want to insure that new ring. Michael and Tanya, is it true you need to drop your interest rate 1 point to justify refinancing? My answer to that, Michael and Tanya, would really be, do you want to save money? Does 1 point mean anything? When you go to Vons or Ralph's or Costco, do they ask you what your interest rate is? Never asked me that question. They generally want to know, how much money do you have? So if it makes sense, when you do a total cost analysis of that new deal there, the new rates that you're looking at from your mortgage professional, that's where you're going to decide whether it makes sense or not. Don't put an arbitrary number on anything. And if you don't have a mortgage professional that's giving you a total cost analysis, we'll do it for free. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, and we'll get that for you for free. Amazing information. Any other emails that you may have, feel free to send them to us at any time. Again, it's realestateradio.com. There's a box on there that you can put your questions on. Evan, I really appreciate you coming in and sharing with us a little bit about this energy efficiency.
Yeah, you'll hear more about it.
It's amazing. I'm I'm really interested to learn more. Like I say, I've been very, very ignorant to it. Again, be sure to check back with us next week if you're lucky enough to get engaged over the holidays. And again, we wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. Check with us if you're planning on living together now that you're engaged. We've got some great information to share from our family lawyer, an insurance expert. We've got a great real estate expert coming in. It's just amazing. The show after that, we've got another person coming, an expert, to tell 84% of America has errors on their credit reports. Remember us, Sundays, 10 a.m. Thank you to all our sponsors. A very big thank you to Jeremy Lee for joining me this morning. Gabe Alcantara, make me sound good every week. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your morning with us. That's all for Ron Siegel's Real Talk on the Real Estate Radio Network. Call me anytime, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Stay tuned for the Men's Dugout with Tara Grace. Have a great week, SoCal. Remember, if you aim for nothing, you'll achieve nothing.
The preceding was a paid program. Opinions expressed are those of the program sponsors and not necessarily the views of AMA.